Hello everybody, I'm TheSweetBro27 and welcome to another Dokkan Battle video. So, the global anniversary, 8-year anniversary, is going live in just a couple of hours from now. At reset tonight. And we have a lot of things to look forward to. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 new difficult event stages and the content that comes along with it. This isn't in the particular order that they come up with. This one is the one that'll show up last. This one will get more and more stages as the celebration continues, and I believe this one is just part of part 1. So this little stage right here is kind of targeted towards wanting you to use the brand new LRs. Because these are like the characters they would have fought. So you have Kid Buu here, and then you have Omega's Shenron here. And they both have special gimmicks. So for Kid Buu here, you know, he's normal. You can't stun, seal him, or debuff him in any way. He will revive himself up to 5 times if he does not get KO'd with a large amount of damage in one attack. Basically, what that means is it wants you to use the physical SSJ3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta unit, and use their standby with the Super Spirit Bomb. Otherwise, this Kid Buu will just keep bringing himself back with the same amount of health. Watching videos about this character, or this fight in particular, even without the use of the standby, it doesn't seem to be that difficult. Is there a mission for it? Yeah, I mean, there are missions to do like 40 million in one attack. So it wants you to use that. Pretty much all of these completed within 4 turns. Terrifying Conqueror is not really. That's probably just so you can use the cooler team. And then all of these right here are wanting you to use the Super Spirit Bomb. If you're not going to pull on that banner, that's fine. I feel sure as the game continues, there will be more and more characters that will be able to do that massive amount of damage without having to be specifically the new LR. And then we have stage 2 here against Omega, who kind of has the same deal. Must be defeated by a large damage amount with 1 attack in 1 turn. He will launch a KO attack at the end of the turn. This one is targeted for you to use the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, their counter standby attack, to kill him. This one seems to be more difficult without the use of the new LR. I feel sure there are, again, plenty of ways to do it by looking at the video. It doesn't seem to be too difficult. You just have to deal a massive amount of damage to him in that one phase before... Or I guess you could potentially dodge the KO attack at the end of the turn. I'm not sure, off the top of my head at least. But you can also notice that he's physical, and the Kid Buu here is int, so that there'd be type disadvantage against the new LRs. There are multiple units you aren't allowed to use. These are like, you have your nuking, key leads, so like... He's a nuking lead, nuking lead, nuking lead, nuking lead. Why aren't you allowed to use... Some of these don't make sense. I know, like, Devilman, that makes sense. You're a nuke. Yeah, a lot of these are nuking characters that you're not allowed to use in the event, which is fine. So you're able to get a lot of stones from this. One of the missions for the part 2. Powerful comeback, that won't be too hard. 2 stages. And then again, wanting you to deal massive amounts of damage, which will be done with the use of the new standby skills. Although I think you would be able to do all of this. Probably, this one again I think would be harder than the Kid Buu one. But even without the new LRs, I think you should be able to do it. Now with the new Red Zone level difficult event, we have the Rise of the Shadow Dragon event is what I think this is called. So this will kind of, you'll get more stages like we did with the God event and the Red Zone when they first developed. In part 1, I think we only have these 2 stages, and then for part 2, and then for the EX part, we get the final 3 stages. While all of these events are difficult, SYN right here is the hardest event in the game. I would say he's right up there with the Cell Max event, from the looks of things. The other ones are probably pretty easy. Like, these 2 are around God level, if I had to guess. Like, the hardest God level events. These are kind of like your normal mediocre Red Zone. This guy right here, SHENRON, he has some annoying gimmicks. Like, he's able to... What is this? He disables evasion. That's what that is. You also disable evasion. Excuse me. So they have some tricky gimmicks, and then you get down to SYN. Now, if you've been watching a lot of my videos, I've been talking a lot about this character and in anticipation for him. So not only does he... Okay, so in Stage 1, he randomly changes key spheres. That's fine. In Stage 2, he launches a AoE, and then he AoEs here. And this right here is what makes him so difficult, because he's known to its super attack in slot 1 almost every time from every single showcase I've ever seen in this event. This guy almost always will super attack in slot 1, and he will super almost every single turn. And then these AoE attacks are devastating. He'll launch 2 to 3 is what this says. That's crazy. Again, he can't be debuffed. You can't bring nukers into this event. What is this about? Artificial life forms? Categories. Okay, so if you bring artificial life forms against SHENRON, you get extra damage, but that's not really that important. His type coverage is also insane. Like, you want to bring a lot of physical characters, or STR characters, to beat the physical phase, but he's AGL right before that. And if you wanted to counter the AGL phase, you'd want to bring a lot of tech units, which his first phase counters. Now, his first phase isn't... While it's difficult, or it still seems to be difficult, it's nowhere near these two. Even though this guy is doing 1 AoE per turn, it doesn't seem to be that devastating of an attack. He does have a lot of HP. He does still do incredible amounts of damage. But the phase you gotta worry about is this SYN right here. Which I'm actually kind of worried about when this event drops. Because right now my best team is probably my Vegeta and Trunks team. And I've seen Vegeta and Trunks get cooked against this SYN right here. So that gives me a little bit of apprehension, but I'm excited nonetheless. And for completing these events, you actually get a new support memory, which is the SHENRON is the enemy right here. So Shadow Dragon Saga category allies, 10% buff. And for 7 turns from the start of battle, 1 key to Extreme Class Shadow Dragon category allies. So you do get a new permanent buffing support memory by completing all the stages. But it's kind of redundant because we already have the support memory where Goku rides on Shenron after defeating... Let's see if we can pull it up. Farewell Goku. GT Heroes. Well, I guess that's only for GT Heroes. So this will be good for, like, the Shadow Dragons. I guess you could use that with them. And then if you're using, like, Super Class, you would use this one. If you're using Extreme Class, you would use that one. So it's not as redundant as I thought it was, but it's still not anything spectacular that you're going to be using a whole lot. Because right now the Shadow Dragon team is abysmal. It's terrible. It's awful. I know we're going to be getting Ice and Nova in a little less than 6 hours from now, but like that's going to do anything to the team. They're terrible. Tech SYN is terrible. It's not looking great. Not a great buff. We need an LR Omega Shenron Dokkan event. But I am very excited to jump into this, have some more difficult content. I actually love events that I can't beat them on like the first day. Like it took me forever to beat Broly for the first time. It took me even longer to beat Omega for the first time, believe it or not. I actually had to use the movie hero support memory to beat Omega. So I'm excited. I hope I struggle. I hope I don't beat this on day 1. I might actually do a live stream of me trying to beat this event when it goes live. But you do get some pretty good rewards. A lot of stones. You even get some meat items. 1 meat item, that's good. Power Wishes, that's a new category they're trying to push. But yeah, with completing each one, you get 5 stones on top of the 1 stone you get from completing it. And you get a fragment of that new support memory. And then lastly, during the EX part, there's the 8th anniversary battle. This is incredibly interesting. So what this event does is it gives you skill orbs, EX skill orbs specifically for each year's anniversary headlining units. And they're pretty powerful. For the most part, these are the equips that you will want to be putting on these LRs. Whoops. Right there is all of them. Like, what is this? 5 crit, 5 additional. 4 crit, 4 additional. 800% defense for both. The only one that I would be a little bit apprehensive about would be the ones for UI Goku. You want him to be dodging and additionaling. You really don't want him to be, because he already gets guaranteed crits after he does a super attack, so you really don't need that. Some of the skill orbs could have been more powerful, like for the 1 years and the 2 years. These units are dead in the game. You're not going to be using them, and this isn't enough to revive them. These are actually pretty good for both of them. For the 4-year and the 3rd year, could potentially revitalize them in the meta. Because these guys are all still usable. I would say not used so much, you're kind of trash. But Vegito and then the 4 years are still useful options you could use if you needed to have like a 6th member on the team. They could fill up that one final spot pretty well. With these guys getting their EZA, these are just insane. I would highly recommend putting these onto your units. Again, I would be apprehensive about UI Goku. This guy is dead. You're never going to run him until he gets his EZA. These skill arbs for the 7-year anniversaries are... Again, they're incredible. Absolutely must run on your units. And then the same here with the 8 years. Although these events are actually pretty difficult by the looks of things. Once you get to stage 7 with the 7-year anniversary, it actually looks quite intense. And even in the last stage, against the 8-year anniversary, they each can do a spirit bomb where if you don't kill them fast enough, they essentially one-shot you no matter who you have eating the super attack. It is by far what it looks like to be the strongest attack in the entire game. Probably even more so than that one Dokkan event, Spirit Bomb Goku. Now, they don't really have any gimmicks. Like, I mean, he can dodge, but that's because he's UI Goku. That makes sense. All these guys just can't be normally debuffed. Can't be debuffed. Let's see here. So the 5 years, they have a KO attack once they're in their blue form, so if you don't kill them fast enough. Same with the year 4s. These guys can evade. That's not a big deal. Nullifies Ki Blasts, and he can evade. So it shouldn't be too difficult to do these up until you get about to the year 7. But if you have these units, you absolutely need to be running this event once it drops. Again, this will be during the EX part, which is the very end, tail end of the celebration. But it is available forever. And I look forward to seeing what they do with this, like during the 9th anniversary. Are they going to add another stage to this that's even harder than this one for the 9-year anniversary units? I don't know. And you also get a lot of stones for this. Like, look at that. You get 8 stones for completing, 8 stones for completing each path. You get 1 stone from just completing all of them. This will be a good way to grind. You'll get, I don't know how many stones you get among all of these off the top of my head. I don't really feel like doing the math. But I bet you could probably do a multi if you were able to complete every single mission on all of these stages, as well as getting a lot of good units you can use, or good things to put onto your units. But that will do it for this video. Again, those are like the 3 main difficult content stages to look forward to. Let me know if you're excited about tackling these big new events, and do you think your box is strong enough to handle this SYN Shenron right here? Because again, I'm apprehensive. I don't know if my team... Any of my teams really are going to be able to beat this guy easily. I'm excited. I'm excited to jump in and get decimated by SYN. And I'm super excited about this one. But again, that will do it for now. In the comments below, leave me a comment if you're hype about this or anything at all. And as always, this has been the SweetBread27, and I am signing off.